Hey guys, Bible in a Year, episode 95, Pastor Kevin, Pastor Jim. These last three episodes, we're going to look at two chapters.
And we're getting close here.
Yeah, we are. We are getting close. And two key points to this, and it was funny, in preparation for this episode, I said, well, maybe we'll invert them. And Jim said, wait a minute, let's not do that.
Right.
One leads to the other. So, hold your thought.
Yes.
Come on in and join us. We're going to walk you through these last 6 chapters together. All right, episode 95, 2 Samuel 19 and 20. Okay. Don't even have to have a sentence. Theme of 19.
It's the mourning of David for Absalom.
Okay.
And Joab finally says something actually pretty smart. Snap out of it.
Exactly. Theme of 20.
Well,
we need some peace here.
yeah, we need some peace. It's actually right. Sometimes when people get a taste of victory, they get excited and they want to take out their enemies.
Yeah.
Not that ever happens politically today, but and I don't mean that just one side or the other. I mean, it happens.
It's human nature.
It's human nature. So we're going to get to that, but I think that there's something here when David is so grieving for Absalom that his grief goes beyond what would be normal.
Okay.
So the very people who helped David survive are now beginning to regret they helped him
Exactly.
because they're mourning, David's mourning the loss of Absalom, and Absalom was the one who was endangering his life.
100%. So, okay, I hope people remember me talking about this 3-4 episodes ago. David rides into 2 Samuel like a king.
Yeah.
He sins with Bathsheba.
He loses all of that.
His palace is a house of cards.
Yeah.
It just has fallen apart.
It will live by the sword.
Oh, 100%. All right. Walk us through
So
2 Samuel 19.
So he comes into the city now, and I think this is reminiscent of Jesus coming into the city of Jerusalem.
Okay.
There's a triumphal re-entry. In that triumph, you'll see some very similar things of people shouting, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, to Jesus. They're excited because they think he's about ready to become king.
Okay.
These people are excited because David has established himself as the true king. Absalom has been wiped out. And the sons of Zeruiah, which are basically David's nephews, are like, let's kill the enemies. And David has a good sense here. Not only has he sort of lost his lust for blood, he's not punishing anybody anymore. He actually understands what we need here, nephews, is peace, not revenge. Okay, and doesn't it remind you of James and John, the sons of thunder, when they said these people over here
Let's kill them.
Let's kill them. Bring down fire from heaven. And what are you sons of thunder? So I think there's a connection here. You sons of Zeruiah, you calm down.
It's so interesting. So every morning at our morning prayer service, we pray for an end to school violence. And that's how I close the prayer out every day. That somehow in our world, we come to the realization that a violent reaction towards another individual is not the answer for the elimination of my pain.
It perpetuates.
It just perpetuates.
And when peace is fragile and yet possible, cool heads must prevail.
Oh, man, that is so
and so in this particular case, David's gentleness that has emerged since his sin with Bathsheba actually is a winning moment for him.
And in this case it is.
Yeah. So I think that's an important thing to point out, that there are some good things here happening too.
So, but Joab really shakes him.
Oh, he does.
And
snap out of it.
Yeah, and what is the snap out of it part of it? We talked about it prior to the episode, but kind of bring people up to speed.
Inappropriate grief is a self-centered grief that comes from dysfunctional thinking, dysfunctional family systems. It becomes all about me. It's one thing to grieve the loss of someone, but when you continue to do it, it really actually is becoming more about you to get attention. And the people who supported you in your grief begin to resent you because you're making what was about this person about you. And Joab says, you got to snap out of it.
Yeah, you're losing your entire army. You're losing every commander you have, and
Right.
and if we don't stand with you, how do you expect the whole nation to stand with you?
Exactly.
And it goes back to that. Look, man, never says this, but we've been tooling around with you for the last 30 odd years, and you've forgotten us.
And Joab, we've been questioning his integrity. We got to give him a high five on this one.
He gets a gold star.
Gold star on this one. That's not going to do him any good in the long run, but he does a good thing here, and so we just need to remember that. So yeah.
Oh my god,
that's about what I'm seeing here, though.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, so
if there's a lesson,
yeah,
in this, David's right. Victory doesn't mean the opportunity for revenge. Victory is an opportunity to heal a rift.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Leaders who can bring healing are important leaders.
Yeah, and you get over here to 20, and again, I tell people all the time, look at these headings. You have another rebellion that's rising up.
Sheba, yeah.
And again, it's just one of these situations where we've got chaos all over again, and it just never ends. So I think your point is very well made. Some point we've got to come to a point of stability.
Right. Exactly.
Man, this
cool
is
heads
crazy.
prevail.
Oh my gosh, we just lost Tanner.
Oh well,
he's out of here.
But the film is still rolling. You're right.
Yeah, I know. Really, it's funny because when we were talking about these last couple of chapters, it's interesting because you're kind of cleaning things up prior to David's death. And we were laughing about it prior to this and just saying, hey, we got to get you to the airport. We got to get me to the airport. Let's hold this thing to 10 minutes. This is one of these situations where we've kind of stated the piece in terms of 19 and 20.
Right.
And we're going to bring this to a close pretty quick here today. But that's the thing. And I've held to this all throughout all of this. What you guys are witnessing in these final chapters of 2 Samuel, like there are significant accounts here that are happening. And it's not that the story is over, but the transition has occurred.
Right.
David has lost it.
Yes.
And you find out there's jockeying behind the scenes,
right.
Obviously, that's happening here.
Right.
But you don't get that at the end of 2 Samuel. It's almost there's no climax to this story.
Right.
Like I mentioned this yesterday. I asked you if you'd ever read Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. The whole 2 Samuel is almost anticlimax.
Right.
You want David to rise up, and I think this is part of what Joab is saying. Come on, man.
I mean, a good story has a great ending, and what we're getting is this obscure ending. It's not what we wanted.
Yeah.
Especially from David.
It's funny, and that's what I was saying. I looked up at the clock there, and I said we were going to keep this to 10 minutes, and we're sitting on 6 minutes, and I'm not thinking Phil here, but at the same time, it's an acknowledgement of what this book almost becomes.
Right.
It turns into the book of Numbers here real quick.
Real quick.
You start getting lists and things like that. Now you get David's last words and his songs of praise and so on and so forth. But the reality is, it's just winding down.
Right. Well, it's winding down, and it doesn't end on the best note.
It does not.
So we'll have to get to that, and it's unfortunate. I wish the next chapter would be, or the next couple chapters would be the end.
But it's not.
All
right. Well, there you guys go for today. Yeah. Short one today, short one tomorrow, short one the next day to finish it up. But we still have a few key points to make.
And lots of good stuff.
Oh, yeah. There's still tons of stuff left to go. Don't leave us. We're hanging in there. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.